Steph Curry, and they used to laugh at this guy when he had Bible verses on his shoes. They used to laugh at him when he was pointing up to the sky after making big shots, and they would laugh at him when he thanked his Lord and Savior for his talents in his interviews. But here's the thing. When Steph Curry became the greatest NBA shooter of all time, they started asking how. How'd you do it? And he kept pointing to the same thing. It's God. Well, Steph Curry, funny story, as a kid had a dream of being a professional basketball player, just like his dad. His dad used to play with Michael Jordan in the NBA, and his mom was the president of a Christian school. When Steph was a little kid, though, he was born small. He was always the shortest, skinniest, croniest, babyest looking kid on the team. And Steph was filled with all this pressure and started to gain a lot of insecurities because he just felt different. God had given him this big calling to be this basketball player, but had taken any physical ability for him to do it. And he ended up feeling like God's biggest defect, reject. Did God make a mistake with me? Sonia, his beautiful mother, kept instilling him through his life. Listen, God doesn't make any mistakes. It doesn't matter where you're coming from or what you have or don't have. Everything happens for a reason. God has a special plan for you. He loves you. He created you for a special reason. And when you take time to realize the dreams that He's put on your heart, and when you have faith and passion and relentless drive, God will guide you to your own personal promised land. So every Wednesday and Sunday, Sonia would take the family to church. Steph and the family, they'd wake up the kids at 6:30 before school to do devotionals, to teach the kids how important it is to put God's first, and to make sure and show them there's always a way to fit God in your schedule, no matter what it looks like. But Steph saw Christianity as his parents' kind of faith. He was just going with the flows. He didn't really have a personal relationship with the Lord until one Sunday when the youth pastor said, hey, you need to make a decision for yourself. He called him out on it. You can't rely on your parents to talk to God for you. And Steph hit it. And he made the decision to go up to the altar and call Jesus Christ into his heart. And that was the beginning of the Steph Curry story. You see, after talking with Jesus and talking with God, Steph tuned in the idea that basketball was still his calling and that God still wanted him to play basketball. So in high school, he ends up telling his dad, hey, I want to play his college. But his dad's like, listen, you see this shot right here? You're shooting from the waist. You got to shoot it high over the head, or else these guys are just going to knock you all over the place. So one summer, Steph decides to change his shot, and the most miserable summer of his life begins because he didn't have the muscles for this. He's got to redo everything. In the first few weeks, he's missing every single shot for hours and hours on every single day. And he hits this breaking point, okay? Because he